Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining us. This is FiveRoundMMA. My name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me is Albert Cita and Guillermo Cita. And today's fine show is brought to you by a fine line of sponsors. First of all, Rock and Green eco-friendly cleaning products, 5 Rounds clothing line, and of course, Redemption Martial Arts, the RMA Foundation. Guys, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Excited. Today's Disney Sunday.
Disney Sunday? I thought you'd be more happy about Fankie Edgar winning.
Oh, yeah, I am.
The only thing I'm pumped about is Survivor Series because it's the... I heard there's a big return coming in. I don't know if I should say I'm excited then.
How many times have you read the dirt sheets on the show anyway? Just say who it is.
Yeah.
Fine. Well, since you guys are going to hear this on Monday, I could be wrong, but supposedly Staten's coming out today.
Could be wrong.
Out of all the shows our sound engineer misses, this is the one I think he should have came because he could have hyped up Sting for us. But
Steven Razzo is the biggest Sting fan in the world. Today's show, we're going to go over a UFC fight night, Swanson versus Edgar. Swanson dominates again. We'll get that a little bit later on.
Swanson did not dominate again. It was Fankie Edgar who dominated.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Frankie Edgar. See, I'm in denial still. Thanks for catching on there. Before we start, though, I'll get your thoughts real quick because you weren't here last week. Just on Fabricio Verdum, and he's now the interim heavyweight champion because I think we've all assembled. You're the biggest Cain Velasquez fan in the room.
I think Cain Velasquez still will be Fabricio Verdum. I think Fabricio Verdum actually could have lost to Mark Hunt a couple times.
The first time was kind of
so. I
close,
mean,
right?
I think. There's still no worry when Cain Velasquez returns. The only thing is if he returns 100%.
Just about his health. The biggest problem of Cain Velasquez's career so far. All right, so the first segment, I want to play games. So it's game time, guys.
All right.
This one's a new one called the hashtag game. So I'm going to read off a news story. It's been kind of within a week or so, and I want you guys to hashtag the news story, okay?
Yeah.
So the first one, ESPN a couple weeks ago hired Chael Sonnen as an MMA analyst. Sonnen was fired from Fox about, 5 months ago from his whole comments about the failing the drug test, so Fox got rid of him. Sonnen is very outspoken and should bring some livelihood into the sport ESPN, so he'll appear on SportsCenter and various MMA programming. So ESPN's decision to hire Chael Sonnen as an analyst is hashtag what, Guillermo?
You're welcome.
Hashtag you're welcome.
Man, that's a good one. He actually took the one I was going to say.
I just think
you like it?
I love it. I think Chael Sonnen brings a new, excitement to the mixed martial arts world. And what better, a lot of people watch ESPN. People are not still not
leader.
People are still not turning into Fox Sports, but hopefully Chael Sonnen can help, by being on ESPN and showing his personality.
Yeah, Albert, it's hashtag what?
Well, I'm going to have to do a super long hashtag, and I'm just hashtag everybody loves the bad guy.
Everybody loves the bad guy.
Because apparently that everyone does love the bad guy. I mean, Chael Sonnen competed in Metamoris, which was just a jiu-jitsu tournament. The guy hates jiu-jitsu. I mean, you remember he used to clown on jiu-jitsu? Yeah. And he goes to jiu-jitsu tournament, and there's record numbers, people coming in 10. The guy's a sellout, so I think ESPN isn't where they're at. Because they don't know where talent lies.
Yeah,
because if you look at all their analysts, I feel they're a lot better than any other sports.
It's who's who,
yeah,
kind of thing, or Hall of Famers.
I think people like retired athletes go to ESPN, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, how about hashtag gangster as an American gangster?
That was a gangster movie.
Did I actually steal your hashtag?
Yes, he did, because I was going to say hashtag.
All right, we'll switch up. Okay, at UFC had the little press conference a couple weeks ago. The time is now, which highlighted the future events that take place in 2015, like John Jones, Ronda Rousey, all of them were there. Nick Diaz, Anderson Silva. It's kind of like a highlight 2015, what's to come. Who's to say that those fights are going to happen anyways? But the star of the show was Conor McGregor.
Always.
Yeah, in the background, John Jones and Ronda Rousey had to keep themselves composed when McGregor was on the mic, trash talking. He said various things about his opponent Dennis Seaver, that it's gonna be easy fight. He's there to collect his paycheck and just go home basically. And so I want to know, Conor McGregor's trash talk at the Time Is Now press conference was hashtag what, Albert?
Dude, it was like hashtag ouch. Did you hear what he said?
Ouch.
Did you hear what he said about Dennis Seaver? I think he called him like a deformed midget. I mean,
he's talking about his body type. Yeah.
Yeah. he was kind of ruthless. I was like, dang, dude, let's bring it down a little bit, Conor McGregor.
Ouch. Camo, what is Conor McGregor trash talk?
I'm going to say the hashtag People's Champ.
People's Champ?
Because he's saying exactly what everybody is thinking. Maybe not necessarily like, midget and stuff like that. But I mean, I think he speaks for the fans and, the trash talk that people might do on Twitter and stuff like that. He's actually letting it out. I mean,
I think it does mean a lot. Like you said that John Jones, Ron Rousey had to stay composed. Because, I mean, if you were watching it and you saw their faces, they're like eating it up too. So he's doing something.
He also
good.
said too, like by 2015's over, we'll see who had the highest pay-per-view numbers. Meaning,
wow,
he's expecting a big turn. So hashtag pay-per-view star.
again.
Hashtag Mr. PPV, maybe, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, next one. Last week, Bellator 131 was headlined by the grudge match between Tito Ortiz and Stephan Bonner. CEO Scott Croker stated the event was the official rebirth of the organization. The event ratings peaked at 2 million viewers, making it the highest rated Bellator event ever. So, Bellator 131 being the highest rated event in the company's history is hashtag what, Guillermo?
Hashtag rebirth.
Rebirth?
I think
You
so.
like this? You like his ideas?
I think what Coker brings to the table is a little bit better organized Bellator, and I think you're starting to see. I mean, he stacked the card. You had Michael Chandler in the card, same thing. I mean,
King Mo too,
and King Mo. So I think he's gonna do opposite what UFC does, which is wash down the cards. Bellator's gonna stack up the cards, and I like that.
The main event of Tito Ortiz and Stephan Bonner doesn't scare you?
It doesn't scare me, but because he stacked up the cards, people wanted to see King Mo. People wanted to see Michael Chandler. People wanted to see Tito. Yeah, Will Brooks won, but people. Albert was tuning in for Michael Chandler, not Will Brooks, and then Tito.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say hashtag TNA numbers.
TNA numbers.
Let's keep it real. 2 million viewer draw isn't that impressive. WWE does that for SmackDown all the time, and SmackDown is horrible. And SmackDown's horrible.
But it was pay-per-view.
Yeah.
No, it was free on Spike. It was going to be a pay-per-view. They moved it to free on Spike.
That's why it's like they're all.
And so they're actually going to re-air it now. And I guess they're going to hope for a little bit higher number.
I think they did air it on last Friday, actually.
They already re-aired it?
Yeah.
That shows you how much I pay attention to it. The one thing that Scott Croker has done right is reintroduce the ramp and the Titantron.
And the fireworks and all crazy stuff.
That's it. That's the one thing I admire about what he does. Other than that, I think you're just going to see a recycle of these fighters.
Well, he was able to bring the Strike Force up.
I honestly think
brought it up enough just to sell to the UFC.
I honestly think he got too much credit for Strike Force because he was doing some pretty dumb, idiotic stuff as far as matchups and doing stuff. But I think he got lucky that he managed to find like three good heavyweight fighters or midweight
all the
fighters.
guys he likes from the UFC are from Strike Force.
Well,
a handful.
That's what I'm saying. He's lucky though, but I don't think those type of fighters are out there right now.
Well, basically, Dana White and the Fertitta should be thanking Scott Coker for creating their women's division.
Yeah,
I mean, because he's one who found Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate, all
again. I wouldn't say he found Ronda Rousey. It was more of a UFC's not going to show women's fight, so I will just to be different.
Sure. Okay. Well.
But look at all the stars that came from Strike for Verdum.
Again, I don't think he gives Scott Coker.
Jacare.
He can't give Scott Coker
Musasi.
He also gives Jake Shields. Let's not forget, right? He also gives Jake Shields. Don't be praising him.
That Jake Shields minus points in your book. All right, next one. At UFC 180, Leslie Smith showed her toughness when Jessica I basically almost punched her ear off, popping her cauliflower ear and then opening it up and almost having it dangling. I won the fight because the fight was stopped because Herb Dean said this fight is too gross, your ear's going to fall out. But Smith was very, very tough about it and basically became the story and star of the UFC 180 card. So much so that pro wrestler Mick Foley sent out a tweet with his missing ear saying, "Don't worry, Leslie Smith, I got you. If you need any help about how to attach your ear, just hit your boy up." So Leslie Smith ear at UFC 180 was hashtag what, Albert?
Hashtag hardcore champion. Damn. I know. I saw the ear. Oh man, dude, that thing was disgusting. And what? I mean, she's vicious because she kept attacking the ear. Yeah. That's what's even more crazy. Yeah, she like focused on the ear. And she's like, "I'm gonna take this thing off."
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Guillermo, let's dismiss it was hashtag.
Well, I was gonna say hashtag operation, but hashtag Mattel operation.
Mr. Potato Head. It's popping in new air. Yeah, she has since been stitched up, so she's fine now. She won't spend too much time, but that was pretty hashtag nasty right there. Last one. Nike dropped UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones a while ago as a client due to the whole Daniel Cormier controversy, stuff like that. So rumors were going around about Jones looking for a new sponsor, whether it be Adidas or Reebok. But this week he did announce a new sponsor in Beats by Dre. So looks like Beats by Dre is getting the MMA business, and his first client is John Jones. So John Jones' new sponsorship and Beats by Dre get into the MMA game is hashtag what?
Hashtag more money.
More money, I like.
I mean, all these guys are, realistically, all these fighters are looking for extra pay because just fighting alone isn't going to cover all their costs. So I think they're looking for any opportunity to sponsor, and I think that's a great sponsor to go to. We saw for a while everybody was wearing headphones, and then
it was weird,
and then everybody went away from it. So I think with Dr. Dre, which is probably the leading brand at the moment, I know Albert would probably disagree, but in terms of popularity, it's the leading brand right now. And I think the money is there.
Albert shrugging is making faces.
Hashtag what? Anywhere you walk, you see Beats. I mean,
hashtag. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
First of all, your boy Kaepernick has been fined by the NFL for wearing his Beats, but UFC has their own headphone line, unless they're gonna drop it because they were pushing that headphone line hard.
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't see how he's gonna come out with Beats unless they're doing some kind of transition. That's the way I can see.
John Bon Jones is cool with Dana White.
But in that,
of course.
Beats are only gonna hook him up with some things. I don't think they need John Bon Jones publicity. They get plenty free publicity because all the rappers wear it.
True. Especially with John Jones, you only see him once every couple months, right?
Exactly.
So.
Well, but
come on, man.
But if you look at all the other sports,
you're gonna go from Nike to Beats.
You're talking about the new LeBron James commercial coming out with Dr. Dre Beats. I mean, I think they're hitting markets. Because maybe in that specific market, they were using other type of...
That's true. I mean, also, not just John Jones, but also get into MMA in general.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a big thing as far as Beats making their way to MMA. I mean, they get free headphones from UFC. Come on, guys.
Hashtag bitter Albert. All right, so that's it for hashtag game.
And Beats aren't that great. Sorry to break it to you.
All right.
Hashtag where's his Beats?
Hashtag sourpuss. Coming up next, I want to talk about Edgar versus Swanson. I'm still in denial. Obviously, I said the Swanson one at the start of the show, but Frankie Edgar, it's a re-emergency. Is he back now, Guillermo?
The answer has finally came out.
After that next segment, so stick around.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
Welcome back. The answer is with us now. Not with us now, but I mean, it's in the air. Frankie Edgar, I guess, dominates.
I hope Dana White liked what he saw, because I did.
What I want to know was that the answer to Conor McGregor?
Whoa,
I just stunned him. I stunned him with that.
His face is like just went blank right there.
It's tough because I like Conor McGregor, but I really want to see Conor McGregor versus Frankie Edgar now.
Yeah, well,
I really, really want to see that because... But then I want to see Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo first because Frankie already had his shot at Jose Aldo.
Looks like Frankie 2 times reemerges, doesn't it? Well, yeah.
You can't get away with him.
I know, can't get away with Frankie. Going into the fight, if Cub Swanson won, he was going to get a title shot. Nothing was said at all about Frankie Edgar. Mm-hmm. Now, after the dominant performance, Frankie said, no, I want a title shot now. But Jose Aldo's kind of just went.
You know what? I'm already going to bring it out. I know he brings up little spoiler alerts or whatever, and he...
The dirt sheets?
Yeah, he gives us half answers. I'm going to give it to you right here. April in New Jersey in the Prudential Center is going to be Frankie Edgar versus Jose Aldo. Why would they announce it right before the fight? Come on.
Did they just get did you just get hired?
No, I was watching it.
Joe Silva in your Galaxy Note or what?
No, I was watching the fight and then Brian Stan and I forgot the other guy's name.
John Anik.
John Anik. We have breaking
news. Poor man's Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we have breaking news. We've just announced a new card at the New Jersey Center, the Prudential Center or whatever, in New Jersey on April something.
April 18th.
April 18th.
On Fox too.
Main event to be announced soon. And I was in my head, I was like, Frankie Edgar's for New Jersey. He's about to fight. I was like, oh my god! And Jose Aldo just coming off of that devastating fight with Chad Mendes. He needs time to recover. It works out perfect. April 18th in New Jersey.
So you think they'll just give away that big title shot like that?
Well, I don't give it away. I'm just saying Frankie earned it.
No. I'm saying as far as putting it on free TV.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think there was an underlying.
I mean, how many times did Benson Henderson defend his title on free TV? And I would think that Jose Aldo's not on that the platform of GSP where he's pay-per-view only anymore. I think his past performances, this guy needs to be on free TV for a little bit.
Just that fight alone, that place will sell out. Yeah. Frankie Edgar versus Jose Aldo.
There is some interesting matchups still at 145.
I totally agree with you, but I'm just saying
we still have Ricardo Lamas out there, Chad Mendes. Conor McGregor still needs to get past this. I think there's still a lot of good mix-ups they can do.
It's funny that he brings it up. Right after they announced that, they show the standings. Ricardo Lamas right in front of Conor McGregor. Next fight, Conor McGregor versus Ricardo Lamas for the #1 contender.
And then I think it's only natural to do Chad Mendes and Frankie Edgar.
No, man. Chad Mendes.
But you got two guys who already fought for the title already.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Chad Mendes who fought twice already.
Frankie Edgar versus Jose Aldo, and then Conor McGregor versus Ricardo Lamas for the #1 contender.
I just don't see UFC getting away from Conor McGregor.
So he's not fighting until January.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe Conor McGregor fights Frankie Edgar rather than.
Weren't you saying that try to sell Conor McGregor as much as you can?
Exactly. I'm kind of with Gemmer. I think obviously McGregor's gonna fight Dennis Seaver. He wins that fight. #1 contender. He'll face the winner of Frankie versus Aldo and Prudential Center. I think and have him go in New Jersey and have him go face to the title. Because I don't think the UFC cares who Conor McGregor fights for the title as long as he fights for the title.
As long as he fights for a title. That makes sense.
It'd probably be more sexier if it was Frankie Edgar because the whole Jersey thing, he speaks English, a little more outspoken. Rather than Jose Aldo, kind of, I'm just gonna fight him, blah blah blah. But I think it would be sexier. They would prefer Frankie versus. I think it's a better story. Don't you think?
I think it's a great story, especially it lines up perfect, Albert. I mean,
it makes perfect sense. Come on, I like it. Gemma convinced me.
It don't make no sense.
Come on.
If there was something in April in Ireland, I would say, you know what, they're already going Conor McGregor.
I don't think though. We gotta have Jose Aldo. We gotta have Conor McGregor.
Time-wise, it works perfect, dude.
Real quick before I forget, I didn't want to bring it up. Sheamus and Conor McGregor had a little beef going on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. They're going back and forth. But then they ended it with saying they're gonna get whiskey together. So I don't know if it's an Irish thing where we're just like, dude, I'm gonna beat you down and I'm gonna beat you.
And then we're gonna get drunk together.
Yeah.
That's how they hang out in Ireland. So what's next for Cub Swanson? I mean, he's got all the momentum in the world. Do you think he should take the Frank Edgar fight?
He had to. He had to. It was either that or have almost a 1.5 year layoff.
Yeah.
So he had to.
So we're just back to the drawing board, Ricardo Lama style.
Yeah, I mean, Cub Swanson, he looked good for a while, and especially the first round. I just think after that, it was just too much of that, shoots and couldn't defend it. I was impressed by his jiu-jitsu, to be honest, from Cub Swanson.
Defense. I mean, so basically he's back now in the category of what? Well, he's behind guys like Ricardo Lamas and Chad Mendes because he's actually
doesn't he have beef with Chad Mendes anyway?
They actually fought for the title, so. But Swanson and Mendes, are we like that?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I want Chad Mendes to keep that ball rolling. Keep that ball rolling. He has to face someone like Ricardo Lamas, Frankie Edgar. He has to face the top
of the top.
Nah, man, I don't think about that.
Hey, anyway, this is Frankie Edgar. This guy goes right in your never to be called again book, huh?
Yeah.
So let's go down the card. A pretty stacked card for UFC Fight Night. UFC Fight Night Austin. Local fighter here to us, Bobby Green, lost to Edson Barboza. I think, was it pretty nasty, Albert, or kind of one-handed? Or
the thing is, Bobby Green. Well, the thing about Bobby Green that I saw is, one, he waited too long. Two, towards the end, he was taking chances because Edson Barboza was running a lot, and you even heard in the corner it was more of a kickboxing match, which is favoring Edson Barboza with his kicks.
Yeah, Bobby
Green's not known for kicks. But the whole time, even after the fight, you saw Bobby Green, doing the little running around, little hand signal. But I think that was perfect to Edson Barboza's game plan. Is just circle around the whole cage, and let his legs do all the work.
Albert, Bobby was coming off a win over Josh Thompson.
A big win.
So what does it do from now?
I think this really kills the hot streak here, and it really disappointed me because he is a wrestler. And I felt maybe if you were to put some of that wrestling in, he could have put a stamp on this win.
Yeah.
But I thought the same thing during the fight, but Edson Barboza's moving around so much.
In all honesty, I think that's what separates a lot of the elite fighters to the ones that are still growing in the sport. Someone like GSP, regardless of what the fans think, wherever, he's going to wrestle someone if he has the advantage there. Regardless of how he wants to fight, hey, it's better for me to take the guy down.
Or trying to prove a point, right?
And I feel maybe Bobby Green should have done that. Like, even though he might have had the better stand-up, he should have gone for the for sure takedown.
Yeah. And I gotta give credit to Edson Barbosa. He didn't fall into the mental game plan of Bobby Green. Usually when he does the taunting and like come here or that didn't hurt and dust it off his shoulder, usually people stand and bang with them more. And Edson Barbosa's like, you know what? I'm sticking to my game plan. I'm gonna run around the cage and pick you apart, and that's what he did.
Or so I think this kind of theme of this segment has been guys in limbo. I mean, Cub Swanson, Chad Mendes, Ricardo Lamas, all the guys in limbo. Another guy in limbo is Joseph Benavidez. Mm-hmm. He was dominant against Dustin Ortiz, but what does that get him now? Dustin Ortiz is 14-2, 14-4, I think.
And I think he's like 3-4 in UFC.
So I mean,
it doesn't really.
Other than just get a
I think all it does is say, "Hey, I'm still."
Mighty Mouse, once you lose that title, man, I'm coming after whoever's the champion.
I think it just reminds everyone that Joseph Benavidez is there, but it doesn't move him anywhere. I don't think he goes up. I don't think he went down.
I just think Joseph Benavidez is the Junior Dos Santos of that division, where he's the second best, and he could probably beat everybody in that division except for Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. So basically, just kind of.
And he already fought him twice. There's no way we see another. Even though Albert would probably want to see Joseph.
I want to see it again.
But
he got knocked out last time.
But I will agree. Even if he gets 2 more wins, it's still kind of difficult to see him there if Mighty Mouse is still the champion.
True. I think he's kind of there. It almost is like a glorified sparring session almost. I mean, no discredit to Dustin Ortiz, but it's kind of the level that Joseph.
Well, it noticed after like halfway through the first round that it looked more like a sparring because Joseph Benavidez was like, I got this.
Yeah.
So.
But that is it. I think Frank, the time is now for Fankie Edgar. Remember, he should have been at that press conference, right? So we shall see.
They didn't want to give out any spoilers.
I guess not. Remember, wasn't that big announcement Dana White promised at the that time is now press conference?
Yeah.
And they did the whole thing. Somebody asked, "Hey, what about the big announcement?" Oh, we didn't finish it in time. Well, the deal didn't get done in time. So who knows what it was? He said maybe it was Brock Lesnar. Maybe I don't know.
It probably is. Brock can only wrestle 2 more times, so he has to go somewhere
after WrestleMania. I think. I think they saved the last fight last wrestling match to WrestleMania, and then he jumps to UFC.
I just hope he goes in with Paul Heyman and like maybe like chair shot Cain Velasquez or something.
It comes out with CM Punk.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. That'd be kind of the biggest story of 2018. Brock Lesnar returns. That's it for this week. Before we leave, this is Thanksgiving week, so what are you guys thankful for? I'm thankful for all of us being here again, the show continuing strong. Thank you for all the publicity we're getting, all the fans sticking around.
Well, I'm thankful for the fans, people listening. I mean, just when, it seems we appreciate it because,
just because we're like, are we getting feedback? And all of a sudden, we get feedback, guys.
Yeah, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Roy McDonald changing his name to the Red King.
The Red King,
yeah, which is fit for a king.
What does that mean?
Because he's on the brink of his title.
The
the prince is finally going to get crowned soon. So I'm thankful for that.
The time is now for the Red.
They came out of
the Red King. I don't know.
Well, I like just to thank everybody for listening. There's executive producer Guillermo Cita. Thanks everyone for listening, clicking on play. And follow
us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic. Rock and Green Star of the show is the fans.
The fans are the winners.
Thanksgiving. You guys are the Rock and Green Star of the show. So again, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on Podomatic, iTunes, YouTube, all under FiveRoundMMA, FIVE. So guys, Albert, all right, Albert, who else? Someone take us away.
Yeah, cream of the crop. Yeah.